Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion Briefing for Wednesday, February 12th, 2020. Precipitation for the past 7 days is shown here with the observed amounts on the left and the percent of normal on the right. The state of Nevada has been generally dry for the last week or so, but portions of northern and eastern Great Basin have received a fair amount of precipitation for the last 7 days. Snow amounts for the last 72 hours are shown here on the left. We really haven't seen much in the way of storms for the last couple of days, and our current snow depth is shown on the right with a healthy snowpack in place over much of the Great Basin. This morning's satellite imagery shows generally sunny skies, clear conditions across the western U.S. with light winds out of the north today. With these generally dry, sunny conditions, we'll see the ventilation rates somewhat favorable for burning across portions of southern Nevada and portions of Utah. Now this is where we'll see some of the higher wind speeds there over Utah and eastern Nevada and up into southern Idaho, with mixing heights on the lower side across much of the Great Basin, except just a little bit higher there over southern Utah and southern Nevada. More of the same is expected on Thursday as we build in a temporary weak ridge into the Great Basin, which will allow our temperatures to increase a bit, and we'll see a continuation of generally sunny skies. Ventilation rates are going to be decreasing for tomorrow as that ridge builds in. And transport winds will be very light for much of the geographic area with low mixing heights region-wide. On Friday, we'll see some wind speeds pick up just a bit, particularly across the north, as we'll make way for another storm system moving into the Great Basin for the weekend. This will increase ventilation rates across the north, but we'll still see some lower values over Utah and Nevada on Friday. Again, light wind speeds over Utah and Nevada picking up on Friday over Idaho and western Wyoming, with mixing heights still somewhat on the lower end on Friday. The clearing index for Utah for the next couple of days, even into Friday, is going to be on the lower end, especially on Thursday with that ridge building in. Friday is still going to be fairly low, but might begin to increase across the north with some wind speeds picking up there in Idaho and northern Utah. The 3-day precipitation accumulations are shown here. We're really just looking for the beginnings of that storm system to move into Idaho overnight Friday into Saturday morning, and that's where we're seeing this precipitation coming in late Friday and into Saturday. On Saturday, again, that main storm will begin to move into the northern and western portions of the Great Basin. We will see our ventilation rates increase region-wide with an increase in wind speeds and some of that precipitation moving in to the north on Saturday. Overnight Saturday and into Sunday, we'll see that bulk of moisture move further south and east through the Great Basin, bringing precipitation to Utah and eastern Nevada, with continuation of favorable ventilation rates for Utah and Idaho. By late in the day Monday, we'll see that moisture having moved off, and clearing conditions will move into the Great Basin for the first part to the middle of next week. We'll continue to see those drying conditions across the Great Basin on Tuesday. Ventilation rates may remain somewhat favorable Monday into Tuesday, but will begin to decrease by midweek. The precipitation accumulations for days 4 and 5 are shown here. Really looking for a pretty good winter storm moving in for Saturday in Idaho, and then into Sunday overnight into Monday morning into Utah. High elevation snow is expected for sure with this storm. Across the valleys, we may see a little bit more of a mix of rain and snow, with slightly warmer temperatures across the valleys. The extended forecast for February 19th through the 25th is calling for cooler temperatures across the eastern half of the Great Basin, with slightly warmer temperatures there in the west, and below normal precipitation for most of Utah and Nevada, and possibly a chance for above normal precip there over the central Idaho mountains. This concludes today's smoke dispersion briefing. Please check back on Friday for the latest updates.